provide some insights and advice where we can to the folks in the audience about how to deal with technological change. For sure, I want to acknowledge that things are changing rapidly, and our panelists are going to dive into that subject with, I think, at least for me, in one instance, with some breaking news. But from their vast experience with their businesses, their investments, and their clients, we think we're going to try to give you all some advice as to how to deal with technological change as a CEO and someone who deals with CEOs in the local community. We're going to have a Q&A session at the end of the panel, but we want this to be more of a discussion than a lecture. So feel free to raise your hand if somebody's talking about something, you have something to interject, and you can't wait until the end of the panel session. I'm going to introduce each of our panelists by name and company, and then after that I'm going to let them give a little more meat to the bone in terms of what their companies do and what they do there at the company. So why don't I get started? To my left is Greg Russ, my partner at Grant Thornton. To his right is Scott Williams, VP of Business Development at Clip1 Technologies. To my right, we've got John Duffy, the founder and CEO of 3C Interactive, and to his right, Kevin Watson, who's co-founder and CEO of Unravel, among other companies. Guys, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit and tell a little bit about your company. We'll start with you, Kevin, if that's okay.
Sure. I don't know if I need this, can't hear me, holler. Kevin Watson. Unravel is a SaaS-based tool designed for small and mid-sized businesses to automate the hiring process so that operators of these companies don't have to really go out of their way from their typical day job to go about hiring. So things like flipping resumes, making casual interview calls, things like that, they automate it through the system. Prior to that tool, which we just launched a couple months ago, I was CEO of Barrett, which was before we sold it to EMC,